I saw today that Sora 2 came out, and I saw two different videos made with AI where I didn't realize that it was AI. And every day that AI advances and leaps steps in its evolution, I am more and more deeply concerned about the consequences that there will be for having AI that is that realistic. The fact that we don't have regulations around AI is so deeply concerning. And if I remember correctly, I think we can't even make any regulations for quite some time. When I drive around San Francisco, so many of the billboards are only about AI. This has been the case for probably about at least 2 years now. And I feel like we're paying the price already for our consumption of AI through things like ChatGPT. I feel like that was pushed onto us to get us hooked on it so that it would be harder to take it away from the general public once we got a taste of it. Being a woman working with children, I'm very concerned for the types of videos that people are going to create. Without laws and regulations, what are we going to do to make sure that people cannot make certain types of videos? That my likeness or a child's likeness cannot be used for certain type of content. How much longer will it be before none of us can realize something is AI? How do we know that that's not already happening? If we've been given access to ChatGPT for a few years now, how do we know that there hasn't already been AI that is so far advanced that we just can't tell the difference because we think Sora 2 has the most advanced capabilities? But what if that's all that we have just been given access to? My sister books medical appointments, and her clinic, they've already been threatened with losing their jobs if they do things like try to take FMLA, which again is impeding on personal employee rights. With this looming threat of AI coming in and doing what you do, taking your only source of income just because you're trying to seek help. I wanted to ask, when did humans become disposable? But I guess culturally we've been leading to this point for a very long time. Maybe we were always going to get to a point where capitalism would ensure that we would eat ourselves alive as a nation, as a people. Because when you live as if profits are more important than people, you too will eventually be disposed of in the name of productivity. And that's what we're seeing today. The other parallel I can draw is factory workers back in the day, child labor. Anything that we can get away with as humans, I feel we try to until laws are passed. That's why it's imperative that we pass laws surrounding AI. What it can be used for, what it can replace, for what reasons. There have to be ethics involved in AI. Also, it's just not even ethical to be developing AI right now. We don't even have control over it anymore. I don't understand why we're continuing down this road. I had been talking to a guy recently and things were going really well. I thought we were going to end up dating until I realized he's a software engineer that works with AI, and he didn't tell me up front. It took us going to a museum that had an AI exhibit for him to slip up and say his deeper and truer thoughts about AI. After we had already extensively talked about AI for probably upwards of 10 hours by that point. Because AI and politics at this point are heavily intertwined. It came to a point where we could not agree, and I broke things off because a philosophy that motivates my activism heavily is one of, you cannot be willing to throw the most vulnerable person in the group under the bus. It's not ethical, zooming way out. It doesn't ensure our survival as a species. It's just a cycle that continues. It doesn't build trust within community. It's just not right. We should be helping and protecting each other. AI is hurting people. It's hurting communities. It's more than likely going to be used for things I don't even probably want to think about. It's threatening my own sister's job. And for all of these reasons, I told him that I do not see the development of AI at this point as ethical. No regulations, no boundaries, no control over something that you've already created. His reasoning was, well, it's going to be developed anyway, so people are going to get thrown under the bus anyway, so we can just calculate for that and move on. I will never agree with that. That is such... I actually hate that reasoning, and I honestly would never want to be with someone who reasoned that way. So again, to me, it is that serious. I feel like in 1, 2, 5, 10 years from now, we will then see how serious it was, how serious we didn't realize it was right now.